Tonight's headlines aren't whispering anymore, they're screaming. Just when fans thought the dust had finally settled, old rumors have exploded back into the spotlight, dragging familiar names into a storm nobody saw coming. Social media, timelines are on fire, group chats are buzzing, and comment sections are melting down as shocking new reports claim a private moment turned into a public confrontation. According to what's circulating online, Yandy Smith and Tamar Braxton allegedly went from uneasy silence to a full-blown clash, and the reason has fans absolutely stunned. Here's where it gets messy. Bloggers and anonymous insiders are claiming that a test report tied to Mendeecees Harris was shown behind closed doors, instantly igniting emotions that had been buried for years. Was it a misunderstanding? A confrontation waiting to happen? Or just another rumor twisted by the internet's obsession with scandal? No one is saying this actually happened, but the reports alone have been enough to send shockwaves through the fandom. Fans are shocked, not just by what's being alleged, but by who is involved. To women with history, old wounds that never fully healed, and a name that keeps resurfacing at the center of controversy. Sources online claim voices were raised, accusations flew, and long-simmering resentment finally boiled over. Some say Tamar was blindsided. Others insist Yandy felt cornered. And now everyone is asking the same question. Why now? What makes this even more explosive is the timing. Just as attention was shifting elsewhere, these rumors reemerged louder, darker, and far more dramatic than before. Screenshots, blurry receipts, and half-told stories are spreading like wildfire, leaving fans divided and families dragged into the conversation. Emotions ran high, loyalty lines blurred, and suddenly, what was once dismissed as old gossip feels dangerously close to becoming a viral narrative. No one can control, so buckle up, because if these reports are even halfway true, this isn't just another headline. It's a collision of past drama, present tension, and unanswered questions that refuse to stay buried. And as the internet watches closely, one thing is clear. This story is only getting started. The day the rumors resurfaced, the internet seemed to collectively hold its breath. Fans who thought they had moved on were suddenly thrust back into a whirlwind of speculation, whispers, and shocking allegations. According to circulating reports, Yandy allegedly showed Tamar a test report linked to Mendeecees, a revelation that instantly ignited tensions between the two. Online chatter erupted as people tried to piece together the story, with every snippet of information being analyzed, debated, and shared. The nature of the report, whether accurate or not, became the central talking point across social media platforms, and it wasn't long before emotions ran high. Fans expressed disbelief, frustration, and concern simultaneously, while others couldn't resist replaying past moments that suddenly felt connected to this new development. The narrative, as described by online sources, started in a private setting with a confrontation that reportedly escalated quickly. Some insiders claimed that the room was tense from the beginning, with long-standing grievances bubbling under the surface. Reportedly, Tamar felt blindsided, unable to fully process what she was seeing, while Yandy appeared determined to make a point, her voice shaking with intensity and frustration. The alleged report, which was said to carry significant personal implications, became the focal point of the encounter. According to online commentary, Tamar's reactions ranged from shock to anger, her emotions flaring as accusations were exchanged. The confrontation, even if exaggerated in retellings, was described as raw, intense, and emotionally charged, leaving both parties visibly strained as the story spread. Fans began dissecting every past interaction between Yandy and Tamar, searching for signs that might hint at why such a moment could occur. Older clips, interviews, and social media posts were pulled up and analyzed meticulously. Every pause, every hesitant word, and every expression became fodder for speculation. Some viewers suggested that there had been subtle signs of tension for years, moments that were previously dismissed as minor disagreements but now seemed prophetic. Online forums were flooded with debates over loyalty, trust, and betrayal, as viewers tried to understand the dynamics that could lead to such an explosive scenario. Emotions ran high, with supporters of each side passionately defending their perspectives while simultaneously questioning the motives of the other. The alleged encounter reportedly left lingering tension even after the immediate confrontation ended. Sources claim that both women walked away from the exchange visibly shaken, with emotions still raw and unresolved. Fans speculated about the impact on their personal and professional relationships, wondering how such an intense moment might ripple through their lives. Commentary channels quickly picked up on the story, providing detailed breakdowns of the rumored event, analyzing possible motivations, and predicting the potential fallout. Viewers were drawn into a complex web of speculation, with each new interpretation adding fuel to an already fiery narrative. Reports suggested that family members and close friends were not immune to the drama. As word of the confrontation spread, reactions ranged from shock to anger to deep concern. Some relatives reportedly attempted to mediate, trying to calm the tension and prevent the situation from escalating further. Others allegedly took sides, choosing loyalties based on previous experiences and perceived patterns of behavior. Fans noted that the social dynamics within the group were becoming increasingly complicated, with each new revelation seemingly adding layers of emotional complexity. The internet buzzed with theories about alliances, past grievances, and the long-term implications of the confrontation. In addition to personal relationships, the alleged incident sparked discussions about responsibility and accountability. Commentary suggested that even if the details were not fully verified, the emotional weight of the claims alone was enough to affect perceptions and reputations. Online audiences debated the ethics of sharing unverified reports, the impact of public scrutiny on private individuals, and the challenges of navigating conflicts in highly publicized spaces. Fans were shocked at how quickly speculation could evolve into a seemingly concrete narrative, and how the combination of rumor, timing, and context could shape public opinion. According to social media chatter, the alleged confrontation also triggered a wave of self-reflection among fans. Viewers began questioning their own role in amplifying stories, sharing content, and contributing to the pressure on the individuals involved. Some admitted that they were drawn in by the drama, despite knowing it might be speculative, highlighting the powerful pull of sensational narratives. The dynamic between curiosity, empathy, and judgment became a focal point of discussion, as audiences grappled with the tension between wanting to understand the story and recognizing the potential harm of spreading unverified information. The role of Yandy in the unfolding drama was particularly scrutinized. Sources online described her as someone who had reached a breaking point, choosing to confront a long-standing issue that many had assumed was resolved. Fans debated whether her actions were an attempt to set the record straight, protect herself, or assert control over the narrative. Some viewers empathized with the pressure she reportedly felt, noting that public figures often endure scrutiny while trying to maintain personal boundaries. Others questioned the timing and method of her approach, suggesting that the alleged act of showing the report could have been unnecessarily provocative. Emotions ran high as speculation about intent dominated commentary, with every interpretation seemingly more dramatic than the last dot. Meanwhile, Tamar's response was dissected endlessly across platforms. Reportedly, she oscillated between shock, disbelief, and attempts to maintain composure during the confrontation. Fans and commentators alike speculated on the psychological and emotional toll, citing previous instances where Tamar had faced intense public scrutiny. Some supporters argued that her restraint was a sign of strength and resilience, while others saw it as a potential sign of vulnerability under pressure. Every facial expression, pause, and statement was scrutinized, fueling ongoing debates about the depth of the emotional impact and the possible long-term effects on her. Personal well-being. The rumored involvement of Mendeecees added another layer of complexity. Although reportedly absent from the confrontation, his connection to the alleged report placed him at the center of public discussion. Speculation about his role, awareness, and reaction became hot topics with online audiences, analyzing past interactions and statements for clues. Some suggested that the resurfaced report could alter perceptions of his relationships with both women, while others argued that his absence made him a convenient focal point for speculation. Commentary emphasized the ripple effect, noting how one document, whether factual or not, could destabilize relationships and fan perceptions alike. As the alleged incident circulated, social media engagement intensified. Posts, shares, and reactions multiplied, amplifying the perceived significance of the confrontation. Influencers and reaction channels contributed to the narrative, offering their interpretations, dramatic readings, and hypothetical scenarios. Fans were shocked at the speed with which the story evolved, often noting that moments that seemed minor or private could quickly dominate online discourse. The sense of immediacy and intensity created an environment where emotions ran high and assumptions became statements of truth. Further complicating the understanding of the situation, discussion about the confrontation often centered on themes of trust and betrayal. Fans analyzed past interactions, loyalty patterns, and previous conflicts in an attempt to contextualize the alleged event. Commentary suggested that perceived slights and unspoken tensions had festered over time, making the confrontation almost inevitable in the eyes of some observers. Emotions ran high as speculation merged with personal interpretations, blurring the line between narrative and reality. Supporters of both sides passionately defended their viewpoints, often drawing from years of observed interactions to justify their positions. As the narrative developed, intensity of public engagement became a story in itself. Fans discussed not only the alleged event, but also their own reactions to it, acknowledging the addictive nature of following high-stakes drama. Some admitted they were captivated by the unfolding situation despite being aware of the speculative nature of the despeculative. And we secured me of the despeculate, and we all know I've been exploring that. And we all know I've been exploring that path, acknowledging the addictive nature of following. I so live with seas, while I will leave it my spectable season. So we might see with seed eyes. We see with seas die guays, WIC dies, to do seas stay dollaways. Gov.ty.kabi.way out to see sawire to call with the dollai with the I can re we see with kawaii do we can we get I to see you go like I to say we get you to not guy you what I could I could you week dive you for that in the I got week face a big came together with I reports. Commentary highlighted how collective anticipation and emotional investment could create an ecosystem where rumors and unverified reports gain power simply through attention. The conversation shifted from what had happened to the broader social dynamics that fueled continued fascination. Reinforcing the cyclical nature of public speculation, alleged dialogues from the confrontation circulated widely, though authenticity remained unverified. Reportedly, voices were raised, accusations exchanged, and past grievances revisited in a tense, emotionally charged environment. Fans debated the veracity of these exchanges, attempting to reconstruct context and tone from fragmented accounts. The alleged words, whether accurate or exaggerated, became symbols of deeper emotional conflicts, and every interpretation seemed to add credibility to one perspective while undermining another. Emotions ran high as audiences wrestled with the uncertainty of truth versus perception. Rumors of subsequent interactions, attempts at reconciliation, and lingering tension were also reported. Sources suggested that after the confrontation, both Women needed space to process emotions, with friends and family playing roles in mediating or observing from the sidelines. Fans speculated on the impact of these private dynamics, theorizing how future public statements, social media posts, or interactions might provide further clarity or ignite additional conflict. The interplay between private and public spheres became a critical focus, with commentary emphasizing the fragility of relationships under the scrutiny of an engaged, opinionated audience. As attention persisted, discussions about responsibility intensified. Fans questioned the ethics of sharing unverified reports, the role of commentary channels, and the potential emotional impact on the individuals involved. Some argued that heightened scrutiny could exacerbate stress and strain relationships, while others contended that public figures inevitably face such pressures. Emotions ran high, with debates oscillating between empathy, judgment, and curiosity, reflecting broader societal conversations about privacy, accountability, and the consumption of sensationalized content. The alleged confrontation also prompted speculation about the motivations behind resurfaced reports. Some viewers suggested intentional timing, implying that certain parties might benefit from reigniting drama. Others saw the events as organic, a natural consequence of long-standing tensions finally surfacing. Fans were shocked at how easily narratives could be shaped by perception and timing, with even minor details gaining exaggerated significance. Commentary highlighted the complexity of navigating truth, rumor, and interpretation in an environment where engagement itself amplifies drama. As days went by, fans continued dissecting interactions, reviewing timelines, and analyzing social media activity. Every statement, caption, or photograph was examined for hidden meaning or potential clues. Speculation about future developments, emotional consequences, and the evolution of relationships dominated online discourse. Emotions ran high, with supporters and critics alike deeply invested in outcomes that remained uncertain. The narrative, fueled by attention, continued to expand, creating an atmosphere where anticipation often outweighed clarity, and the line between reality and interpretation grew increasingly blurred. This cycle of attention, analysis, and speculation created a sense of inevitability. The alleged confrontation, whether fully factual or largely interpreted, became a reference point for discussions about loyalty, trust, and the consequences of resurfaced reports. Fans were shocked at how quickly a single incident could dominate conversation, reshape perceptions, and influence public sentiment. Commentary emphasized that even in the absence of verified information, the emotional and social impact of such allegations could be profound, affecting not only those involved but also the broader audience invested in the story. As the story continued to evolve, audiences remained captivated by the interplay of private emotions and public perception. Reports, screenshots, and alleged accounts circulated widely, each iteration adding layers of complexity and intensity. Fans speculated on the psychological toll, potential reconciliations, and long-term consequences of the rumored confrontation. Commentary often focused on the contrast between private intentions and public interpretations, highlighting how perception alone could drive narratives and shape reputations. Emotions ran high as the drama unfolded in real time, fueled by a relentless cycle of discussion, reinterpretation, and speculation. Even secondary characters, friends, and associates were brought into the narrative, with their reactions, statements, or perceived silence analyzed for clues. Fans debated allegiances, questioned motives, and theorized about behind-the-scenes dynamics. The interplay of relationships, history, and the resurfaced report created a complex web of speculation, with each new perspective further intensifying the perceived drama. Commentary suggested that the power of these narratives often lies not in their factual accuracy, but in the collective emotional investment and interpretation of those watching. The alleged confrontation also highlighted themes of communication and misunderstanding, Fans observed that previous interactions, social media posts, or ambiguous statements could be interpreted in dramatically different ways when contextualized by the resurfaced report. Speculation about intent, tone, and emotional state became central to discussions, with online commentary dissecting every nuance. Emotions ran high as audiences grappled with the uncertainty inherent in secondhand accounts, often projecting personal experiences or assumptions onto the narrative. Throughout the speculation, the role of empathy versus judgment was frequently debated. Some viewers expressed concern for the emotional well-being of both women, highlighting the intense scrutiny public figures endure. Others emphasized accountability, suggesting that even private disputes inevitably carry public consequences. In the age of instant information, fans were shocked at how quickly sympathy could turn to criticism. And commentary highlighted the delicate balance between personal investment and responsible engagement with sensationalized stories. Attention to the alleged report itself became a focal point of discussion, while the content remained largely unverified. Its existence in the narrative was enough to provoke intense debate, speculation, and emotional reactions. Fans dissected the implications, questioned the context, and analyzed possible motivations behind the alleged sharing. Commentary suggested that the mere perception of a dramatic reveal could have consequences equal to or greater than the factual accuracy of the document itself, emphasizing the power of rumor and interpretation in shaping narratives. As conversations continued, the intensity of online engagement showed little sign of waning. Fans continued to share opinions, revisit past interactions, and anticipate potential developments. Speculation about future confrontations, statements, or reconciliations kept audiences captivated, with emotions running high across multiple platforms. Commentary highlighted how the combination of rumor, attention, and emotional investment creates an ecosystem where narratives evolve rapidly, often outpacing verification or confirmation. Throughout the unfolding drama, discussions about trust, loyalty, and personal boundaries remained central. Fans debated whether past actions justified present responses, whether silence implied guilt or restraint, and how resurfaced reports might influence perceptions of character. Commentary emphasized that emotional reactions often overshadow factual analysis, with narratives shaped more by collective interpretation than verified events. Emotions ran high, reflecting the human tendency to seek resolution and understanding even in the midst of uncertainty. The interplay between private confrontation and public speculation created a feedback loop where attention reinforced drama. Fans dissected each development, anticipating responses and projecting outcomes, while commentary channels offered analysis that further fueled engagement, even without concrete confirmation. The emotional weight of the rumored encounter influenced perceptions, alliances, and online discourse. The situation underscored the complex dynamics of rumor, interpretation, and public fascination in high-profile narratives. Fans also debated the implications for future interactions, speculating on whether relationships could be repaired, whether public statements would follow, and how the resurfaced report might continue to shape perceptions. Commentary suggested that even if direct confrontations ceased, the story would persist through interpretation, reaction, and online discussion, emphasizing the enduring impact of high-stakes drama on public consciousness. Emotions ran high as anticipation, curiosity, and judgment intertwined, keeping audiences engaged and invested. Overall, the alleged confrontation, fueled by a resurfaced report, became more than just a moment between two individuals. It evolved into a complex narrative involving emotion, perception, and public interpretation. Fans were shocked by the intensity, drawn in by speculation, and compelled to participate in shaping the ongoing story. Commentary emphasized that the combination of rumor, timing, and audience engagement often drives narratives further than the events themselves, creating an enduring spectacle of conflict, emotion, and intrigue that captivates the public imagination. As the aftermath of the alleged confrontation unfolded, the internet seemed to transform into a non-stop commentary machine. Every movement, post, or vague hint was dissected for hidden meaning, and fans could not get enough. Reportedly, after the heated exchange over the test report, Tamar and Yandy were left grappling with intense emotions, each trying to process what had just occurred. Sources suggested that both women experienced a mix of shock, anger, and betrayal, emotions that spilled over into their subsequent interactions. The atmosphere around them was tense, with friends and family trying to mediate, yet online audiences consumed every rumor with insatiable curiosity. Fans were shocked at the speed at which the story grew, fueled not just by the alleged confrontation, but by speculation surrounding motivations, consequences, and the personal stakes involved. According to circulating reports, tensions reportedly continued even after the initial clash, with both parties allegedly reflecting privately on the impact of the encounter. Some insiders suggested that Tamar felt blindsided by the report and Yandy's decision to present it in such a direct manner, while others hinted that Yandy believed she was defending herself against years of miscommunication and perceived slights. Every detail, from body language to subtle facial expressions, became fodder for online debate. Commentary channels highlighted moments that might have seemed insignificant at the time, but were now seen as key indicators of the emotional turbulence brewing between the two women. Fans began revisiting past interactions, searching for patterns that might explain the clash. Old interviews, social media exchanges, and public appearances were analyzed with intense scrutiny. Some argued that subtle hints of tension had been visible for years, previously dismissed as minor disagreements, but now suddenly taking on a new, more dramatic context. Emotions ran high as viewers debated the nature of loyalty, trust, and the cumulative impact of unresolved issues. Every action or perceived inaction was interpreted through the lens of the Resurfaced report, further inflaming speculation and discussion. The alleged confrontation reportedly had ripple effects that extended beyond just Tamar and Yandy. Family members, friends, and associates were said to be drawn into the narrative, either as mediators or observers. Some relatives reportedly attempted to calm the situation, while others allegedly chose sides based on their personal relationships and experiences. Online commentary suggested that the presence and reactions of these secondary figures added complexity to an already tense situation. Fans speculated endlessly about who supported whom, how alliances might shift, and whether long-standing tensions were being reignited by the Resurfaced report. According to reports, the confrontation included verbal exchanges that were emotionally charged and laden with accusations. Allegedly, voices were raised, past grievances were brought to the forefront, and both parties defended their actions with intensity. Fans and commentators tried to reconstruct dialogues, even though authenticity remained unverified. The alleged words became symbolic of deeper conflicts, and interpretations varied widely depending on who was narrating. Emotions ran high, with viewers split between empathizing with Tamar's shock and understanding Yandy's perceived need to confront the situation directly. Discussion quickly expanded to consider the emotional and psychological toll of the incident. Reportedly, both women faced the challenge of processing not only their own feelings, but also the public scrutiny and speculation. Fans expressed concern about Tamar's well-being, recalling previous moments where public pressure had visibly affected her emotional state. Others speculated that Yandy's decision to show the report may have stemmed from frustration with repeated rumors and the inability to control her own narrative. Commentary highlighted the emotional complexity, noting that the resurfacing of such a report could provoke strong reactions regardless of the specifics. The rumored involvement of Mendeecees further complicated the narrative. While reportedly absent from the confrontation, his connection to the test report placed him at the center of speculation. Fans and commentators debated his awareness of the situation, potential reactions, and the implications for his relationships with both women. Some suggested that the Resurface report could impact public perception of his character, while others argued that he had been unfairly drawn into the drama by virtue of circumstance. Emotions ran high as viewers grappled with multiple overlapping narratives, each with its own set of stakes and consequences. Social media engagement intensified as fans dissected every detail of the alleged confrontation. Screenshots, snippets, and secondhand accounts were shared and analyzed repeatedly, fueling speculation. Commentary channels provided dramatic readings and theoretical scenarios, each adding new layers to the evolving story. Fans were shocked at how quickly the narrative seemed to gain momentum, with even minor elements being magnified into evidence of deeper conflicts. The speed and intensity of public interest made it difficult to separate verified facts from speculation, creating a high-stakes environment where interpretation often outweighed accuracy. Themes of trust, betrayal, and loyalty dominated discussions. Fans scrutinized past interactions for signs of tension, analyzed social media posts for hidden meanings, and debated whether historical actions justified present responses. Commentary suggested that the Resurfaced report acted as a catalyst, bringing long-standing issues into the spotlight and magnifying their perceived significance. Emotions ran high as viewers projected their own experiences and judgments onto the narrative, with opinions forming as much from personal bias as from the circulating reports themselves. Reports indicated that even attempts at mediation or private resolution were heavily scrutinized. Allegedly, friends and family tried to help the two women navigate the aftermath, but their efforts were interpreted through the lens of ongoing speculation. Every suggestion, conversation, or display of concern was subject to analysis, with fans debating motives and potential biases. Commentary emphasized that in the age of viral content, even private actions can quickly become public fodder. Further complicating the emotional landscape, online audiences reportedly also focused on the timing of the Resurfaced report. Speculation abounded regarding whether the reveal was strategically timed, coincidental, or a culmination of unresolved tension finally surfacing. Fans were shocked at how timing influenced perceptions, with some interpreting it as a calculated move and others seeing it as a natural escalation of ongoing issues. Commentary channels dissected every possible angle, further fueling debates about intent, consequence, and responsibility. Alleged dialogues from the confrontation continued to circulate widely, with fans attempting to parse tone, intent, and meaning from fragmented accounts. Some voices suggested calm reasoning, while others described heated accusations. Commentary highlighted how these interpretations could dramatically shape perceptions, with emotions running high as viewers debated the underlying truths of the encounter. The alleged words became symbolic of broader issues, including accountability, honesty, public life. Speculation about the personal and professional implications of the confrontation emerged rapidly. Fans questioned how relationships might shift, how social circles could be affected, and what future interactions might reveal. Commentary channels discussed hypothetical scenarios in which trust could be rebuilt or alliances permanently fractured. Emotions ran high as audiences imagined potential outcomes, with each new piece of information or interpretation sparking further debate. Attention also focused on emotional responses beyond the immediate parties involved. Reportedly, friends, extended family, and associates experienced stress, frustration, or concern as they tried to navigate the narrative. Commentary suggested that the Resurfaced report amplified existing tensions, forcing individuals to contend with both internal emotions and external pressures from a highly engaged public. Fans were shocked at how quickly the story escalated, with even peripheral figures becoming part of the conversation. The online ecosystem amplified every aspect of the alleged confrontation. Fans shared theories, compared past interactions, and speculated about intentions and consequences. Commentary suggested that engagement itself acted as fuel, giving the narrative momentum and shaping public perception. Emotions ran high as audiences found themselves drawn into a cycle of anticipation, interpretation, and reaction that often seemed endless. Rumors of subsequent developments, potential reconciliations, or further confrontations circulated rapidly. Fans speculated about what statements, if any, might be released and how these could influence the narrative. Commentary highlighted how uncertainty, combined with high emotional investment, created a perfect environment for speculation to thrive. The story evolved not only through events themselves, but through the ways audiences perceived and interpreted them. With emotions running high throughout, the themes of communication, misunderstanding, and perception were central to ongoing discussions. Fans debated how past interactions might have contributed to the confrontation, the role of miscommunication, and how the resurfaced reports influenced interpretations. Commentary emphasized that perception often carries more weight than fact in shaping public opinion. With emotions running high as audiences tried to navigate an increasingly complex narrative, alleged expressions of frustration, anger, and vulnerability were repeatedly analyzed. Commentary suggested that every visible reaction carried symbolic weight, offering potential clues about intent and emotion. Fans debated whether observed behaviors indicated guilt, honesty, defensiveness, or exhaustion, with interpretations varying widely. Emotions ran high as audiences engaged in both analysis and speculation, blurring lines between observation and judgment. As the story continued, discussions about responsibility and accountability intensified. Fans questioned how much influence public commentary had on the unfolding situation. The ethical implications of spreading unverified information and the potential impact on emotional well-being. Commentary highlighted the tension between curiosity and empathy, emphasizing how engagement could both satisfy interest and perpetuate harm. Emotions ran high as audiences grappled with their role in the narrative. The alleged confrontation also prompted examination of broader social dynamics. Fans debated the impact of public scrutiny on private relationships, the pressures of navigating rumor-filled environments, and the ways resurfaced reports can magnify existing tensions. Commentary emphasized that even if details remained unverified, the emotional and relational consequences were significant. Emotions ran high as audiences recognized the complexity and intensity of the situation as tension persisted. Speculation about future developments remained relentless. Fans discussed possible confrontations, social media statements, and changes in relationships, anticipating new twists and turns. Commentary highlighted how anticipation and emotional investment drive engagement, creating a continuous feedback loop where each new piece of information, verified or not, becomes part of the evolving narrative. Emotions ran high as audiences remained deeply invested in both the story and its potential outcomes. Even peripheral interactions and minor details became focal points. Fans analyzed every social media post, indirect comment, and subtle expression, searching for hidden meaning or confirmation of broader theories. Commentary emphasized the powerful role of perception, suggesting that the interpretation of small moments can sometimes outweigh the significance of actual events. Emotions ran high as audiences projected narratives onto limited information, further intensifying engagement. Throughout this period, the resurfaced report acted as both catalyst and lens. It highlighted existing tensions, shaped interpretations of past behavior, and influenced perceptions of relationships. Fans were shocked at how a single document, whether verified or not, could dominate conversation, evoke strong emotions, and influence public opinion. Commentary emphasized the complex interplay between rumor, emotional investment, and public attention, demonstrating the power of narrative in shaping perception. The alleged confrontation remained central to discussions about trust, loyalty, and personal boundaries. Fans speculated on whether relationships could recover, how alliances might shift, and what new dynamics could emerge. Commentary suggested that even in the absence of verified facts, the emotional weight of speculation could profoundly influence perceptions and interactions. Emotions ran high as audiences engaged with both the narrative and their own reactions to it. Even minor interactions were framed as potentially meaningful. Fans dissected every subtle gesture, phrase, or expression, attempting to discern intent or emotional state. Commentary highlighted how heightened scrutiny can transform ordinary moments into perceived evidence, further fueling speculation. Emotions ran high as audiences navigated the fine line between interpretation and assumption, often projecting personal experiences onto the unfolding narrative. The cycle of speculation, interpretation, and reaction created a continuous feedback loop. Fans and commentators alike contributed to the evolving story, with engagement reinforcing the perceived importance of every detail. Commentary emphasized how collective attention can amplify narratives, giving weight to rumors and shaping public perception even in the absence of verified information. Emotions ran high as audiences remained captivated by the evolving drama. The alleged confrontation, fueled by the Resurface report, became a reference point for broader discussions about emotional resilience, loyalty, and public scrutiny. Fans debated the consequences of Resurface tensions, the ethical implications of sharing speculative content, and the potential for resolution or further conflict. Commentary highlighted the interplay between private emotions and public perception, illustrating how even unverified events can carry significant social and emotional weight. Emotions ran high as audiences grappled with complex, interwoven narratives. Overall, the incident became more than a confrontation between two individuals. It evolved into a multifaceted narrative involving speculation, emotion, and public interpretation. Fans were shocked at the intensity, drawn into ongoing discussion, and compelled to form opinions despite uncertainty. Commentary emphasized that the combination of rumor, timing, and audience engagement often shapes narratives more powerfully than verified events themselves, creating enduring stories of drama, emotion, and intrigue that capture the collective imagination. As the dust slowly settled on the resurfaced rumors, the emotional aftermath remained palpable. Fans were shocked by the intensity of the alleged confrontation between Tamar and Yandy, sparked by the test report reportedly linked to Mendeecees. Online discussions did not fade. Instead, they evolved into deeper speculation about the relationships, motivations, and the ripple effects of this revelation. Commentary channels suggested that both women were navigating a complicated mix of emotions, shock, anger, betrayal, and even lingering affection, each trying to process what had happened in a highly public way. Emotions ran high as audiences debated who bore responsibility, who was justified, and what consequences might unfold. Allegedly, Tamar felt blindsided by the revelation of the report and Yandy's decision to present it so directly. Some sources suggested she struggled with feelings of hurt and disbelief, questioning the timing and intent behind the disclosure. Yandy, on the other hand, was reportedly grappling with her own emotional burden, feeling the need to confront the situation head-on while defending herself against years of rumors and misunderstandings. Fans were shocked as speculation intensified, framing every gesture, post, or subtle expression as evidence of deeper emotional currents. Commentary highlighted how public perception and personal narrative were colliding in a space where fact and rumor blurred. The connection to Mendeecees added an extra layer of complexity. Although reportedly absent from the confrontation, his role in the narrative fueled endless debates. Fans speculated on whether he was aware of the report, how he might respond, and what impact this drama could have on his relationships with both women. Commentary channels dissected potential scenarios, emphasizing how the resurfaced report could affect trust, loyalty, and public perception. Emotions ran high as audiences attempted to reconcile multiple overlapping narratives, each carrying its own stakes and emotional weight. Friends, family, and associates were also caught in the crossfire, reportedly attempting to mediate while simultaneously being scrutinized by fans. Commentary emphasized how every reaction or lack thereof was interpreted as alignment, bias, or ulterior motive. Minor gestures became symbolic, and fans debated perceived loyalties and personal agendas. The resurfaced report acted as a catalyst, bringing unresolved tensions into the spotlight and magnifying the emotional complexity surrounding all involved. Throughout this saga, online audiences remained highly engaged, dissecting dialogue, analyzing expressions, and speculating about intent. Commentary suggested that anticipation and emotional investment were as much a driving force as the event itself. Fans were shocked at how quickly the narrative gained momentum, transforming private conflict into public spectacle. Themes of trust, betrayal, and resilience dominated discussion, with viewers projecting their own experiences and judgments onto the story. In the end, the resurfaced report and the alleged confrontation were about more than just rumors. They highlighted the fragility of trust, the weight of public scrutiny, and the power of perception in shaping narrative. Fans debated the potential for reconciliation, future conflicts, and long-term consequences. Emotions ran high as audiences reflected on how private tensions can become amplified in the digital age, creating complex stories that captivate, provoke, and divide as you watch and follow these unfolding events. Remember to consider perspective, empathy, and context. Share your thoughts, debate respectfully, and engage with the story in a way that adds insight rather than fuel. Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to stay updated as this high-stakes drama continues to capture attention, leaving no one untouched by its intensity. If you've been following this intense saga, now is your chance to weigh in. Tell us what you think about the resurfaced report and the alleged confrontation between Yandy and Tamar. Do you believe it was a justified moment of honesty, or did it escalate tensions unnecessarily? Share your perspective in the comments and join the conversation. Respectful debate is welcome, and your opinion matters. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed the coverage. Subscribe to the channel for more updates on this ongoing drama, and turn on notifications so you never miss a moment when the story evolves. Stay tuned, because in situations like these, every new detail could change everything.